And it is. This is just a really fun region when you start talking about the level of talent for how technically small it is. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the ranked teams, the currently ranked teams in the Texoma region. After that, Mallory will hit us with the players that you're going to want to watch. But we start off in 3A Division 1 is the number 10 ranked Pottsboro Cardinals. That was really hard for me to say. Good Lord.
There's a lot of boroughs.
A lot of
In
boroughs.
the Texoma region.
Correct. That is a very underratedly good point. We'll start. Okay, hang on.
Start.
We
British.
will start with Pottsboro. That's a good name to say in a British accent.
It sounds like a British town.
It does. It's not
Pottsboro.
by any stretch.
No.
But made it to the regional semifinals last year. They did lose their quarterback to graduation, but how about you allow me to reintroduce you to Major McBride, the senior running back linebacker. Are you talking about him in players?
I'm not.
Okay, fantastic, because get this. Here's your fun stat of the day. Pottsboro is averaging 288.3 rushing yards per game. Major McBride is averaging 232.5.
Oh, so he's their offense, basically.
This guy has been insane on the ground. Not to mention, he's leading the team in tackles, a true two-way threat. But it's just funny because back when I was on the sidelines all the time and I went to a couple of different Pottsboro games, it was always up in the air. They want to torch you in the air. They want to go. It was the high-flying Cardinals, and now Major McBride said, LOL, we play on the ground. And he has been just exceptional. They have been using sophomore quarterback Caden Humphrey. He's been doing really good. I think that it's got a bright future ahead of him. He's been connecting really well with senior wide receiver Cameron Saunders. So they definitely have that extra sort of that extra level of being dynamic, but Major McBride is the person. They're going to try and continue that success tomorrow night and grab their first district win against Mineola. Moving on down now to 3A Division 2, and this is always a fun one because these two teams always seem to be ranked, but especially the number 1 ranked team in the Gunter Tigers. They're going for their 4th title appearance in the past 5 years. If they were to win it this year, this would be their 3rd in the past 5 years. It would be back-to-back after they just destroyed Poth in this 3A Division 2 state championship last year. They are off this week, but guess what? Here they go against Bells next week, and that's the number 9th ranked Bell Panthers. Coach Del West running the slot team mafia like always.
That might be a good game to get on Texan Live.
That is not a bad idea as we produce on the fly. If anybody else takes it, we're coming after
Incorrect. Nope, Gunner has our heart.
Man, it's the three-headed snake here. The three-headed snake of the slot team mafia with junior running back Easton Helgren, who has been outstanding this year. Senior running back Hayden Allen and junior fullback Bryson Thompson. They will just wear out a defense. They're averaging 354 rushing yards per game in just 4 games.
Yeah.
354 rushing yards per game. The defense has looked really good, very quick to the ball. But another big point of their defense, too, is still Easton Helgren. This kid has been unbelievable. And I went back on and looked at some of the questionnaire stuff that the coaches had sent. And, you'll see a lot about Bryson Thompson coming into the year and all that stuff. But junior running back Easton Helgren, I think they knew he was going to be good, but I don't think they knew he was going to be this good. That kid has looked outstanding on both sides of the ball. So, next week, week 7 matchup that will definitely decide that district.
Yes,
but
definitely.
I think Gunter's definitely the favorite, but Bells is really good, man. Really, really good.
I think all across the board, I just think Gunter is just one of the – and it's also – I think it's going to come down to the coaching, too.
Yep.
I mean, I think Fizel's a phenomenal coach, and I just think that this Gunter team is so disciplined, and they have been so disciplined in the past that it's probably going to come down to one of those, who's going to out-athlete each other and then who's going to be coached better.
Yep. Yeah, halftime adjustments are always really big, and that is the thing, because say if Bells gets out and actually punches back early, Gunter hasn't had anybody do that.
Right.
How do they respond
handle
after that? But that's the thing is, can you punch Gunter early?
Mm-hmm.
No one has been able to do that thus far. I don't know if anybody else will be able to do that, or if anyone throughout the entire year will be able to. But if Bells comes out swinging in that first quarter, that'll be very telling, because Gunter doesn't have to bounce back because they just absolutely annihilate people from start to finish.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So very, very, very excited for that one. And finally, we rounded out down in the smallest 11-man classification, 2A Division II, the 5th-ranked Collinsville Panthers out of District 8 down there. Garrett Patterson, they were a surprise last year, man. Regional finalist, but they knew that the target was going to be on their back this year. I know that this is a guy that you're going to talk about later, so I won't go too far in on it, but quarterback Logan Jenkins,
yes.
sorry. He unreal.
Yeah.
Absolutely unreal. We talked to their coach a couple or 2 weeks ago, before their game with Cupper, and they ended up falling in that one 42-35. But keep in mind here, Cupper is the 4th-ranked team in 2A Division I. So not only did they punch up a classification, they also punched up and played a state-ranked team in the top 5.
Almost beat them, too. I mean, it's a one-score game.
Almost beat them. So they're going to try and continue that win. I believe they're off this week, but they play Celeste next week. So just jam-packed talent in the smaller classifications there in the Texoma region. But let's talk about some of those players, because I'm dying to.
Correct. I love doing this segment.
Well, yes. Logan Jenkins is crazy. I can't, I got a stat. I'm ready.
Correct. Well, you got to wait till the very end.
That's what I'm
he's
saying.
Last on our list. But starting off strong, Denison defensive back Kenyon Kelly. He's the number 14th ranked safety in Texas, according to our very own Greg Powers, director of recruiting. And through 5 games this season, he already has 37 total tackles, 26 of them solo, 2 tackles for a loss, and 1 fumble recovery. I'm mixing up my words here. 1 fumble recovery. And Coach Whitson describes him as a violent and explosive, and has an ideal build really for a safety. He's listed at 6'2", 180 on the questionnaire. And his speed is really what sets him apart from the rest. He's a multi-sport athlete that obviously excels in track too. I think he runs pretty much everything that sport has to offer. He's just so fast. And he's currently committed to UTSA over programs like Baylor, LSU, Michigan State, Tennessee, and TCU. And how about this? He's the highest rated recruit that UTSA has ever got in program history, and dang, they're getting a really, really good one.
Yeah, man.
Fast one too.
I remember when he announced that, and we were looking. I mean, especially okay, it's one thing to say it against Baylor; they're down pretty bad right now. But when you throw in a team like TCU, it's man, that was a huge get for Jeff Traylor and his staff, and they're really going to pay dividends, because you mentioned it. His speed is impressive, but to have that speed with the build that he has, is what makes him an ideal candidate for a defensive back, because he's got both.
Yeah, his frame is perfect
and
for that.
You can definitely tell that there's still room to add good muscle weight to that as well.
Right, exactly. Moving on down to Gainesville quarterback and defensive back Cade Searcy, an elite 2-way player that, I don't know, I guess according to some people, he's kind of flying under the radar just a little bit. Maybe it's just because he's got a smaller stature. He put up insane numbers, though, last year as a junior, and he returns this season as the leading passer, the leading rusher, leading tackler, and he leads the team in interceptions. And, yeah, he put up all those numbers as a junior. Over 27 total yards on offense and 27 offensive touchdowns, 85 total tackles, 4 interceptions, and 5 forced fumbles last season. And only through 5 games this year, he's put up over 1,300 yards in total offensive yardage and 22 touchdowns. And easily on the defensive side, 22 total tackles and 3 pass breakups. He's done an outstanding job this year. He's insanely fast, too. So have you ever heard of the account Real Analytics? It's a Twitter account. I don't know how well known it is.
Okay.
But it's an AI sports tech and data company that evaluates video to measure athleticism and speed and talent and a bunch more. It kind of helps, I guess, recruits, or I guess college recruiters, look more into a video aspect of a kid if they can't, come down and see him or something like that. But Cade Searcy put a video out there of him running on a breakout run, and he capped out at 21.2 miles per hour, according to real analytics.
Well, that seems good.
So, yes, very, very fast. Very, very fast. He's a senior, and he's got offers from Jackson State, East Central, and Missouri Western. I think it's probably because he's just smaller in frame size. But he's a really, really elite two-way player and a fun guy to watch for Gainesville. We've kind of already talked about him, but let's mention him a little bit more. Gunter defensive back Colin Peacock, and he's back for another year of domination for the Tigers. And as a sophomore, he won, just like Davis said, he won defensive MVP in Gunter State Championship win over Poth back in December. And he's got, again, an ideal frame for a safety. He's 6'1", 185 pounds, and he's just got explosive playmaking abilities and just a nose for the football. He's got 6 offers, including one from Baylor, Oklahoma, North Texas, and UTSA. And yeah, he's still only a junior. Having those kinds of offers as a junior is insane.
Oh yeah, no, he was so fun to watch in that state championship game last year. I mean, he was eating Poth for lunch. He's very, very good. I think that if he grows even a little bit more, it'll continue to come in. But the athleticism is there, and especially playing at this level, his athleticism is put on display pretty easily. But he's a fun player to watch.
And I didn't put him on this list, too, but also from Gunter, wide receiver
Cannon Lindbergh.
We love him. He came in to this very studio back in the summer to commit live on Texas Football Today, where he will play football at the next level for SFA. So he's doing really, obviously, like Davis said, he's doing really well. He's kind of the star power of that offense.
Yeah, which is good to see him back and healthy because he did injure his shoulder when we were down at 7-on-7. You and I actually watched we were talking to his father when it happened, and his dad just kind of stopped talking, and I was like, I'm going to walk away now. Y'all have a good day.
Right. Very good to see him back and healthy and killing it on the offensive side this year. Moving right along, we have already kind of mentioned him. Bell's running back and linebacker Bryson Thompson. He returns for his junior campaign after he put up massive numbers as a sophomore, especially on the defensive side. Over 120 total tackles on the season, and 8 of those tackles for a loss last year. And through just 5 games, he's run for 296 yards and 3 touchdowns and has recorded 27 total tackles on it this season. Remember when you said that the Bells offense was averaging how many 300s?
354 rushing yards per game.
Yeah, so most of that is from this guy right here, Bryson Thompson. He's a two-way player for a reason because he's just insanely athletic, and you can literally place him anywhere on the field, and he's going to do really well.
Oh, yeah. Much. Again, we need more fullbacks.
Correct. Yes.
Bryson Thompson is a definition of why we need more fullbacks in football.
Yes, correct. Yeah, he is a fullback. I put running back on here.
Yeah, same difference. It's a slot T, literally any of them could be running backs or fullbacks or tailback or whatever.
Yes, but we need more fullbacks. And then to round it all out, let's go Collinsville quarterback Logan Jenkins. And heading into the season, he was one of the top passers in the entire state last season with over 3,400 passing yards. And like Davis said, he's the leading passer currently in the state, and he's about halfway there to beating his number last year. And only through 5 games this season, he's put up almost 2,000 yards through the air and 22 touchdowns. And he's throwing at a 75% completion rate, which is crazy. He's got, I didn't put it on here, but I think I saw he only has 2 or 3 interceptions on the season, which is just insane to me.
Yeah, I believe he led the state last year. I think he was the number one. Yeah. He led the state in yards last year.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And he's currently leading right now. He's number 1 in Texas currently. He's 13th nationally right now.
Yeah, that's
from
insane.
Little old 2A Division II Collinsville is 13th nationally in passing yards at this point in the season.
Yeah, no, he is explosive. I mean, he's just one of those. He's so accurate, too. He's like one of those quarterbacks that can just put it right in those tight windows, and he can spot receivers just so well. And I wouldn't call him as much of a dual threat this year. He put up a ton of rushing yards last year as a quarterback, but I wouldn't call him as much of a dual threat this year, but he does have that ability to extend plays when pressure does eventually come. And he's just the heart and soul of this team, and a huge reason the Pirates are bound to make it another huge run in the postseason, and maybe even to AT&T Stadium, like Davis might have said. So
they're looking good right now. They really are,
really
and
good.
they've got the guy.
They have the guy. So there you go. 5 fun players to watch. And I only put 5 on here, but we've talked about it through this whole show. There's so much talent in the little Texoma region. It's hard to fit every single player that I think you should watch on a tiny little graphic. So that's why we mentioned a couple more. But a lot of fun, insane talent. A lot of kids that just put up really fun numbers too. And a lot of two-way athletes too, which is a lot of fun to talk about. So
it's a fun region, and there are definitely some fun games growing up. Again, we said Bells and Gunter, the
Yes.
battle for that district in 3A Division 2 is happening next Friday. So incredibly excited for that.